Good day and welcome to Mayor King's TV News. I am Timela Emanuela. Now to begin the news, here are some of our top stories. Delta government to convert 27 libraries to community hubs. Tinubu wins with 10.9 million votes. Nigeria at high risk of Ebola virus importation. On sports, Messi sparks major injury concern for Argentina ahead of 2026 World Cup. Now the news in full. The Delta state government has unveiled plans to transform about 27 state-owned libraries into community hubs aimed at reviving reading culture and promoting literary engagement among residents across all age groups. The initiative was disclosed by the head of service of Delta state government, Dr. Minimin Oseji, during the inaugural Light Ray Distortion Orientation Festival held in Asaba to officially launch Project Echo Chamber, describing it as the first student-focused literary festival in the state's history. The event brought together students, educators, writers, poets, librarians, and government officials from the state's 25 local council areas in a collective push to encourage literacy, creativity, and critical thinking among young people. Speaking at the gathering, Dr. Oseji said the state government was committed to restoring the culture of reading and intellectual engagement among residents, stressing that modern libraries should serve as active learning hubs where students and residents can access educational resources, conduct research, and develop critical thinking skills in line with global best practices. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday accepted the nomination of the All Progressive Congress (APC) as its standard bearer for the January 16, 2027 presidential elections. He won the primary with 10,999,162 votes in a direct primary election described as the first of its kind in the country's political history. Party members voted across all 8,809 wards on Saturday. The process was concluded yesterday at the Bola Tinubu International Conference Center in Abuja before the National Coalition Chairman, former Senate President Anyim Pius Anyim. Coalition officers from the 36 states announced the results. However, the announcement attracted cheers from the all-packed with party leaders, including the President, his wife, Senator Oluyemi Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, leaders of the National Assembly, party leaders, and other dignitaries. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, has placed the country on heightened Ebola alert, warning that Nigeria faces a high risk of Ebola virus disease, EVD importation, amid worsening outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and Uganda. Director General of NCDC, Dr. Jide Idris, disclosed this in an emergency preparedness update issued weekend, revealing that although Nigeria had not recorded any confirmed Ebola case linked to the ongoing regional outbreak, authorities had activated nationwide surveillance and response mechanisms to prevent a possible outbreak. The update followed increasing cases in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda, and the World Health Organization's declaration of a public health emergency of international concern. The agency said its latest dynamic risk assessment identified national travel, population movement, porous borders, and delayed symptom recognition as major factors increasing Nigerians' vulnerability. Now on the business news. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has temporarily suspended its No Pay, No Service enforcement directive against domestic airlines over outstanding statutory remittances, citing the need to protect operational stability within the country's aviation industry. In a statement signed by the Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Chris Najamo, on Monday, The authority said the suspension followed extensive consultations within the aviation sector and a careful assessment of prevailing realities in the industry. Also, the decision comes amid growing concerns from operators and stakeholders that strict enforcement of the directive could worsen the financial strain already confronting airlines battling rising aviation fuel prices, foreign exchange instability, and already increasing operational costs. The regulator, however, clarified that the suspension should not be interpreted as a cancellation, waiver, or forgiveness of debts owed by airlines to the authority and other aviation agencies. Moreover, the NCAA recalled that President Bola Tinubu had earlier approved a 30% discount on outstanding fees owed by domestic airlines to aviation agencies as part of measures to cushion the impact of high Jet A1 prices and support the sector. Finally, on the world of sports, Lionel Messi left Inter Miami's match with Philadelphia Union in the MLS following a muzzle issue, creating serious concern ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. With less than 20 days remaining before the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, the image of Argentina's captain leaving the field immediately created enormous concern both in Miami and within the national team environment. Although the Rosario-born superstar once again played a key role in Inter Miami's victory, he requested to be substituted in the 73rd minute after feeling a muscle issue that instantly raised tension around the stadium. What worried fans even more was the fact that Messi did not remain on the bench after leaving the pitch. Inter Miami coach Guillermo Hoyos later insisted the decision was precautionary rather than injury-related. The 38-year-old has yet to formally confirm he will feature for Argentina national football team at the upcoming World Cup, although he is widely expected to return for what would be a record equaling 6 appearances at football's biggest tournament. Now to end the news, recap on our headlines. Delta government to convert 27 libraries to community hubs. Tinubu wins with 10.9 million votes. Nigeria at high risk of Ebola virus importation. And in sports, Messi sparks major injury concern for Argentina ahead of 2026 World Cup. That's the news as read in detail by Tiniela Emanuela. Thanks for watching.